This used to be how my day looked. I'd wake up in the morning and I would immediately reach over and grab my phone, wondering what the algorithm would serve me today. I'd click on Instagram or TikTok and I'd start scrolling. In the blink of an eye, an hour was gone. Finally, after an hour of scrolling, I can finally get up and get on with my day. Have a shower, and then I have breakfast while scrolling on my phone. This was the beginning of my day for practically every day for years. Of course, school, I couldn't sit on my phone for an hour, but apart from that, every time I had free time in the morning, I would end up scrolling for like an hour. My dopamine receptors were fried. Had I not stopped this overconsumption, choosing instant gratification, I don't believe this YouTube channel would exist. I would not be creating content if I was using social media still as much as I used to. It has become normal to watch TikTok and Instagram for 2 hours of the day, every single day. We've been brainwashed into believing this. How can this be normal? How can it be normal to spend multiple hours every single day just doing this? No wonder so many of us complain about not having time. No time. I've got no time to do stuff, man. You have like an hour or two a day that you spend on your phone scrolling down constantly. Oh yeah, but it's time. It's nice to relax, you know. You keep playing those mental gymnastics. It's so fun, eh? It's so fun wasting hours of the day and never being able to do the things that you've wanted to do. That's fun. The answer is right in front of you. You always wonder why you have no time to do things. It's staring you in the face. You always wonder why you have no motivation and all you do is sit on your phone. The answer is right in front of you. Your rational mind can see this clear as day. Social media is the problem. For most of social media, it is a problem. Not all of the things on social media are bad, but it's the way that it's formatted that makes it so addictive and makes even the informative stuff unable to help us because we consume it as entertainment rather than learning from it. So it basically has no effect. When we live in the comfort of a social media bubble, we are provided a life of eternal pain. When we are sat here consuming for multiple hours a day, not creating and giving our gift to the world, we are suffering. When we choose the comfort of our current selves, we are literally telling our future selves to fuck off. We're saying, my enjoyment is more important than your life situation. My comfort is more valuable than your quality of life. Think about that for a second. Think about when you look on in the future 5 years down and you look back at now, at who you are right here. You're not going to be grateful for that person. But when you sacrifice your comfort for the benefit of your future self, you're doing the hard gym sessions, you're not eating the shit food, cleansing your mind of sexual thoughts, all these things. When you're 5 years into the future, you'll look back at this time here and you'll look back at this person with love and respect. They have sacrificed themselves for you. This person was generous enough to sacrifice themselves for your benefit. You can't help but feel gratitude towards your past. And this is the state we want to be in. If you choose an action, not only will you suffer, but the world will suffer. When you're choosing to stay in comfort and scroll on your phone for hours of the day and not do the hard work, you are not able to give your gift to the world. And when you fail to give your gift to the world, the thing you are put on this planet to do, the world suffers. Don't let people tell you that one person can't make a difference. Albert Einstein, Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, all these people were highly influential by themselves. So don't let people tell you that one person can't make a difference, because one person can make a huge difference. Imagine a world where de Gaulle, the former France Prime Minister, hadn't stood up to Hitler's regime. What would the world look like without France? What would the world look like if no one had stopped Hitler? We would be living in a completely different world. Sure, your impact may not be on as large a scale as this, but there's no reason why you can't change the world in some way. There's no reason why on your deathbed, at the end of your life, people will be grateful for your life. People will be grateful that you were born, the work that you've done throughout your life, the people you've helped along the way. That will be your lasting image. All of this comes only when we have the courage to do what calls to us. Only when we have the courage to stop choosing the comfortable option and instead choose the path of short-term pain. I need a drink right now. You need to hydrate yourself. Don't click off of this, please. Good water. We all have something that calls to us. We all know something that deep down we have always wanted to do. There's a flow state task, something that gets you into the flow state with ease, without much friction, without much restrictions and resistance. There is a task that you do that you are able to do with relative ease compared to other tasks. For me, I enjoy writing, as I might have mentioned before. So my way of giving back to the world is to write, but there are different ways I can package this. And since writing by itself is relatively low earning, you have to package it in ways that allow you to make a living off of it. So YouTube is a good option because I can write and I can make money off of it and potentially make a living off of it. We all have something that we wanted to do for most of our lives, or for many months, but we don't because of fear. For me, for several months, I wanted to make a YouTube channel. But the reason it took me so long was because I was afraid. I was afraid that people would find out and they'd make fun of me. Why? Why should I be afraid of that? If people are making fun of me for doing good work for the world and trying to make people better, what does it matter? It's not going to affect me because obviously I can't help it. Just because I've had a word said to me that I don't like doesn't mean I'm not helping others. The whole aim of this YouTube channel is to help others. So if I get called a name, so be it. It doesn't matter. As long as I'm helping others and I get to enjoy the process of content creation, and specifically for me, writing scripts, then what's the whole big deal? Why should I care what they think? It takes one moment of courage and realization to break through these excuses that you make, to break through and finally do the thing that you want to do. All it takes to do the job you've always wanted to do is courage. Now, of course, this won't come easily. I understand that for people that are mostly older and have housing and financial responsibilities, you can't just quit your job and go and start a business that you've always wanted to start. And I understand that that is not an easy thing to do, but there's no reason why you can't start the business in your spare time. So if you have financial responsibilities and you're working hard at a job you don't really enjoy just to put food on the table and keep you living, then try and use your free time to do the thing you want to do. And then eventually, once it starts making money, you might be able to quit the job, because it is not easy to start on your own, especially when you already have responsibilities. If we are frozen by fear to not even start the business we've always wanted to do, how can we expect it to happen? If we want to make changes and we want to make things happen, we have to take action. No one says you should go quit your job right now, but no one's stopping you from making that business that you've always wanted. No one's stopping you from making a YouTube channel. No one's stopping you from starting a blog. You can do these things. If you've got a real passion, you should do it. Doing this thing that you're intrinsically motivated to do will make you happy. It will make you fulfilled. If you're able to do the work, do the job you've always wanted to do, it doesn't matter how much money it makes, because you enjoy the work and you'll be motivated to do it. You'll be serving the world in the way you were meant to. So you can either choose to let fear control you into not doing these things, into not starting your business because of what he or she might say, or because it's too expensive. You need to do what you want to do. What's the point of living comfortably and having a long life if we're going to be miserable? What's the point? Because if we sacrifice in the short term, but we're happy in the long term, then surely that's much better. The choice is yours. If you'd like to learn more about this topic of courage and rejecting fear, then I'd recommend the book Courage is Calling by Ryan Holiday. A couple of things were taken from that book that I used in this video, so I'd highly recommend that book if you haven't read it. Anyway, I love you all. Now stop consuming and go create.